All right, number one, it says determine the restrictions on x. So for this rational expression, they just want you to be mindful of whatever causes you to divide by 0 will be an erroneous solution, and we'll have to throw it out. And the way that we figure out what does not work or what the restrictions are, we do that by setting the denominator equal to 0. Okay, so the denominator here is x minus 7. So I would take x minus 7, set it equal to 0, and solve. By adding 7, we get that x cannot be equal to 7. That would, I guess I should say, set the denominator not equal to 0. So the denominator cannot be 0, and then that lets us know that x cannot be 9 and x cannot be 7. There's no variable in the bottom, so there's no restriction over here. 6 will just be 6. So for this first part, sorry, some of that's cut off. For the first part, we're just looking for the restriction. So that's something you got to be mindful of throughout this section when you're solving rational equations. All right, part 2, we're actually going to solve this rational equation. So the method that I would like you to use is whatever denominators you have on the bottom, we're going to multiply every term in the problem by that. So I'm going to go ahead and start by setting it up. So we have a 5 and a 9 in the denominator. So you can think about it as cross multiplying, but sometimes that might not work when you have equality. So I'm going to show you what I'm referring to. So I see 5 and 9 in the denominator. So I'm going to take 5 and 9, 5 times 9, which is 45. I'm going to multiply both sides of the equal sign by this. This is to clear the fractions. So we have 7t over 5 minus 23, and that equals 8t divided by 9. So I'm multiplying everything by 5 times 9. Now the reason I did that is multiplying by 5 will get rid of the division by 5. And so what I'm really doing is multiplying 7t times 9. So that's going to give me 63t. And then I'm multiplying the 5 times 9 times the 23. Nothing's on the bottom, so I don't have to worry about something canceling out. These are going to be some big numbers, so I'll let the calculator handle the heavy lifting. 45 and 23, just to kind of speed this up for us. I guess I close it out. So let me just grab the basic calculator, and we will do 45 times 23. And that gives us 1,035. Now that's going to be negative 1,035. Make sure I did that right. Now, sometimes I feel like I look at it wrong. 1,035. Okay. And then when I multiply the 5 times 9 times this last expression, this time the 9 cancels out. 9 divided by 9. And so we're going to multiply 5 times 8, and it's going to give us 40t. Now at this point we have a linear expression. I'm going to move my variables to one side. So since the number's already here, I will leave it. Usually I try to avoid the negatives, but it'll work out. We're going to subtract 63t from both sides. That zeroes out. Bring down the negative 1035. That's going to equal a negative 23t, and then we'll divide by negative 23. Now, negative divided by negative is positive, and so I'll see if this will reduce. Maybe it's whole. If not, I'll just leave it in fraction form, but I do know it'll at least be positive. Negative divided by negative is a positive. So we're going to try this 1,035. We're going to divide by 23, and that gives us 45. So 45, there's no restriction on this one because there's no variable in the bottom. So 45 would be our solution.